UT Martin is a great shooting team, and they're even better when we leave them open. And I don't know, they just executed very well on offense, and they played smart on defense, not necessarily gambling at a lot of our passes. Just very fundamentally sound team, and they shot really well, and we didn't shoot as well as they did, and we made a ton of defensive errors in the beginning that kind of just set us back a little bit for the rest of the game. But we had energy. We had a few runs there, but they just had a little more energy, and they just shot a little better toward the end too.
How hard was it to navigate their zone? It seemed like that when the shots aren't falling, that it was harder to get anything going in the paint too.
Yeah, I think that's what our problem was. We realized that we weren't making in the beginning, so it was just like, okay, kind of like, what do we do now? I know we're open, but I know myself I second chance a lot of shots, and that's why I missed quite a few in the first half especially. But I don't know, that definitely discouraged it when we made defensive errors. I mean, they were just smart enough to capitalize on their offensive end, and I don't know, we didn't make them pay on the defensive end. So.
Erica, kind of same question for you.
Basically, I think one thing that we did was, even though our shots weren't falling, we still should have had that attack mentality, and just like we did in the second half, but to attack the zone, because they had two post players on the wing, and we have three, four quick guards, and I think we just should have started attacking more in the beginning, then waited till the end, and I think we would have been all right, because the post players was open down low, and the shots probably would have started falling while they was wide open because we attacked the zone. So I think we should have done that, but.
Mariah, it seemed like your shots were really falling through near the end of the second half. Can you just talk a little bit more between, like, what happened between now and then?
Well, one of the coaches came up to me. She just said, "Have you ever had a careless mentality?" And I was like, "Is this a trick question?" And she's like, "No, I'm being serious." I'm like, "I mean, I have before." She's like, "Okay, we'll act like that now." And that's pretty much, I was just like, I mean, we're already losing, and if I'm open, I need to shoot. Like, that's what my responsibility is on the team, and that's what I owe to them, is to shoot the ball when I'm open and to create. So, I mean, it stinks that it went in toward the end, but, I mean, it gave us a little bit of a spark, and other people were open whenever I was making, and I didn't get the ball. So, I mean, I don't know, we just waited a little bit toward the end. We kind of do that often, so we don't need to do that the next two games.
Mariah, what's been the biggest difference in this team over the last few games compared to the games leading up to these?
Well, other than today, I would say rebounding. Today we actually out-rebounded them by 5, but, I mean, they were making a lot of their shots, so it's kind of like, give and take a little bit. But I don't know, we've kind of been in somewhat of a slump here lately. But I don't know, I think we'll be all right. We have 2 more games left in regular season, so 1 away, 1 home. I think we'll be all right in the next 2 games.
And Eric, I know that there were some substitutions late in the game, and you're playing with some people maybe that y'all aren't used to playing with. How nice was it to be able to get some of the minutes and to be able to, maybe push their confidence up?
It felt kind of good because, like, Alyssa Light, great three-pointer. She's like 99.9 from the 3-point line. And I was telling her when she got in to shoot every single time. I don't care if it's somebody 3 feet on you, all the way on you. I said, just shoot, just keep shooting, because you're like one of the best shooters on the team. So for Alyssa Light to just keep shooting and, to encourage her, and for Kiana Kirby to come in to drive every time and try to draw the foul, it just feels good to know my teammates listen to me and then doing whatever they can when they get on the floor and hustle and playing good to help the team win. So it feels good to be able to play with teammates like that.
You got to tip your hat to UT Martin. I thought they did a great job. Their focus, Jasmine Newsom, I mean, just did an outstanding job. She's one of the top players in the league without question. Her and Butler are a lot to handle. And then Rakisha Bryant for them with 8 blocks and 15 rebounds. Was a major difference maker in the game. The game started off, we had a defensive mistake, right at the beginning of the game. Butler hits a 3 because we don't call out a screen the way we're supposed to, and we don't defend the screen the way we're supposed to because there's no communication. And, you can't do that with good offensive teams. And that set the tone for the game. I really felt like 8 minutes into the game, and I'll go back and watch the film, but if I was an analyst calling the game on TV, 8 minutes into the game, I feel like the game's probably over because of the defensive mistakes that were being made, and that allowed them. They had a great shooting first half, especially, but they're wide open shots. I mean, they're great scorers, great shooters. They're going to make wide open shots. We didn't have the same intensity and focus that we had when we played them the first time at Martin. I mean, that's just the bottom line. From a defensive standpoint, offensively, I felt like we weren't ready to score the basketball, and we didn't reverse it quick enough early in the game. I thought we had some good shots that we didn't knock down because I think we were hesitant to score. Second half, those kids that came in the game with about 11, 12 minutes to go, I thought played extremely hard, and they raised the energy level of the game and allowed us to get back within striking distance and just did a great job playing hard. We were more focused defensively, but at that point it's a little late to catch up, that type of deficit against that good of an offensive team. Any questions?
Free throws, I mean, they go 18 for 21. You guys go 9 for 11. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something you guys haven't seen very often.
No, some of it is we went up and, and we talked in practice about, if you're around Rakisha Bryant and you go soft or you try to shoot a fadeaway over her, you try to shoot a half hook over her with her length, she's going to block shots. And if you go aggressive at a shot blocker and go through their chest to the rim, they're probably going to get fouls called. And we went up soft and she blocked shots. I mean, that's the difference in the foul discrepancy. I don't necessarily think it was the officiating. I just think we weren't as aggressive to the rim. Late in the game, we had a couple of chances to finish in transition and off penetration against the zone that, we moved the ball around because she had blocked shots. It was probably in our heads a little bit, and we just missed shots. So, you got to give a lot of credit to her. I thought she was a major, major difference in the game. Anything else?
Was that the quickest timeout you've ever taken?
Oh, how long was it into the game?
36 seconds.
No. No, I took one time against Austin Peay. No, it was Morehead State. First possession, it was probably 8 or 9 seconds into the game. That was when Morehead State was the top three-point shooting team in the country. Averaged like 13 makes a game, and we were supposed to be switching and chasing everything off the three-point line. First possession, we actually stayed back behind the three-point line, went underneath the screen. But it only took them about 8 seconds to hit that three. So second quickest.
Rebounding, statistically, it wasn't, other than the shooting, really.
Right. I mean, the bottom line, we shoot 25% in the first half and 29% from the field, and we don't get to the free throw line. But, we didn't turn the ball over. We rebounded. You just can't make that many defense. You've got to play great defense to slow them down, okay? And I'm not saying that, 70, you go look at the last game time we played them, they scored 72 points. But it's how those points came about and the easy looks that they got. That was kind of, and it's demoralizing to watch the other team hit 4 or 5 threes while you're failing to score at the other end. And I just think that was the difference in the game. But I don't think it was an awful game. It's a hard game to play. They played a bit 1-3-1 so wide and everything. It's an unusual style. We haven't seen a lot of 1-3-1. We had a good week of practice working against it, and I really thought we moved the ball well. And when we were aggressive against it, we were pretty effective. And then you don't make shots, especially in the first half. You're not making shots, and they're going down the other end, and you make a mistake, and bam, they hit a three. It's kind of beats you down.
And you put a lot of bodies out there. Are you going to continue to try to tweak some things with your substitutions?
Yeah, the reason I subbed 5 at a time there, we had a couple of possessions without any energy at all defensively, and they obviously they can go on big runs quickly. So I just weren't going to allow that to happen. If those 5 hadn't gone in and played hard, they'd have come right out. But they played hard, and we'll hopefully give some people. I think some people that got in the game that haven't played a lot earn the right to get a chance to play again. You know, so we'll see.
Alyssa like one of those people, 4 rebounds in 9 minutes.
Yeah, she, you know, and I had sent somebody to the table to take her out because she was passive on the offensive end, and then she got real aggressive going after a rebound and ripped, you know, she went down on the baseline on the other end and ripped one away from somebody. And I think it was Mariah had sent in, and I called her back because, you know, when she shows some toughness and plays, she can play, and she just hasn't done that very often. So, you know, hopefully she's going to get an opportunity, and hopefully she can take advantage of it even more.